Time is valuable. Thanks for spending your morning with us. The Elias Makos Show on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
All right, welcome back to the Elias Makos Show, and thanks for listening to this Friday edition. You know, we've been at it here at CJAD for 8 years. We've gone through so much. I got another kid coming. By the way, any moment, if you haven't heard this, I mentioned a few times a week that my wife is pregnant. We just hit 39 weeks yesterday, so 39 weeks pregnant. This baby's coming. Our new baby boy's coming at any moment, and I'm prepared for that. I'm waiting for the phone call. If she says you got to go to the hospital, I'm ready to go. We've been through a lot. You've got to listen to me as I tell you all those stories and go through all these life changes. It's been a fantastic 8 years here at CJD. We're also getting to the point, and this is now happening, where we've had a guest on, and then a few years later we find out, one of our former guests has passed away. That's how long we've been on air here. Now, yesterday we got the news that former Jean Chretien Chief of Staff Eddie Goldenberg died at the age of 77. And when I saw the news come up on the wire, I immediately said, "Oh no!" I'm like, Eddie, he was on this show just last September. Last October. We did a series last year on the anniversary of the 1995 referendum, the 30-year anniversary of the 95 referendum. And we spoke to so many key people in the background, in the forefront of that referendum debate. One of them was Eddie Goldenberg, who was there in the room with Jean Chretien during that time that was so fraught with political tension as the country was almost broken up. Have a listen now to Eddie Goldenberg on this show, October 27th, 2025, and he's reminiscing about watching the referendum results come in with Jean Chretien.
Well, I watched it with the Prime Minister at the Prime Minister's residence, which was then 24 Sussex, and there was a lot of nervousness. I mean, I remember we were watching it upstairs on the television with a number of advisors and family around, and I remember myself going down to try to find a different television. The final results came in, and it was a big satisfaction. I think that there were a lot of folks in Federalist area, very much Federalist parts of Montreal, that were not counted. And my view is that the fact that the yes side didn't demand a recount says a lot about whether or not they played dirty.
Eddie Goldenberg on CJD on this program on October 27th of last year, passing away at age 77. He was a contributing author of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms in this country and an elder statesman of the Liberal Party of Canada. He will be missed. Okay, I want to move things along here, and I want to give you a story. I think it's a great story for those of you who have kids. Maybe you've got teenagers, and they're sitting around on the couch doing nothing. Maybe they're on their phone way too much this summer, and you want to give them a kick in the butt, maybe get them to make some bucks. Maybe they're looking. By the way, this, and we got the unemployment figures pretty good. We were expecting a 10,000 increase in jobs over the last month. We have 18,000 in the country. Unemployment rate down a smidgen. Youth seemingly getting back to work. But if you've got a kid and they're looking for a job, boy, do I have an idea for you. And I get this idea from Toronto, where I saw a story of an 11-year-old that was looking for just that. They were looking for a way to bring in some money over the summer. And they decided to start going, this 11-year-old, Ashton Meyer is his name. He decided to start going door to door, offering to do the dirty work of cleaning trash cans, recycling bins, and compost bins. I heard this story. I said, this kid is a genius. I'm going to tell you in a second why I think even more so he's a genius, but I want you to hear this kid. Again, 11 years old, and now the business is booming. He can't stop people from paying him money to clean their disgusting garbage bins, recycling bins. And you got an 11-year-old who says, yeah, I'll do that. So listen to Ashton Meyer and his dad describing how he started up his business.
The first no is always the hardest, is what I've learned. I said that before, and I will keep saying it. It was my hardest. I actually cried when I first went door to door because I thought I would be bad. I thought I would be bad and thought I would suck. And then if do something that no one in the community else is doing. Because if you just copy people and then you do it at a higher price, they're going to always pick the person with the lower price. So if you're going to do it the lower price, but don't make it enough so that you're not working what you do. If I clean garbage bins and I do $1 bin, or $2, yeah, it's not worth your time.
He's charging $10 to clean those bins. He started an Instagram account called Your Bin Cleaning. So if you want to send your kids a polite nudge, send them that Instagram account. Say, hey, Gay, look at this kid. Your Bin Cleaning. And he posts videos. He posts videos of him going door to door to get the business. And he's got 85,000 followers now on that Instagram account. And, of course, the burgeoning business of cleaning bins. And let me tell you something. If this kid, if Ashton Meyer showed up at my door this week, I would say yes, 1,000 times yes, because I did something in the last couple of weeks that maybe you've heard me on the show. I've been open and honest about it. I had never composted. Okay, my entire life, everything was going in the trash. And 2 weeks ago, we did, we finally sorted it out, figured out a way, get enough room to have, the mini thing in the house, and then got a nice bin for the actual composting. So I finally got everything in order. And 2 weeks ago, we started to compost. And ladies and gentlemen, it is both the best and the worst thing I've ever done. Here's the best part. So, you realize so quickly, and I'm a dumb guy. I have to be honest. I'm so dumb for not realizing this sooner. So much of the trash was just that compost stuff. The weight of my compost bin is incredible. I'm like, oh man, that's what all my trash was. My trash was just watermelon rind and corn husk. So the amount of compost that we are making here, between the two of us and our son Wolfie, and now we're going to have another one on the way, it's incredible. So that's the good part of it. And I feel like I've accomplished something. I feel good when I take all of the compost stuff and I put it in our mini bin, and then I take it outside and I put it in the big bin. I'm like, I am doing right for the world, and it really does make me feel good. So that's fantastic. Here's the bad side. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how you people do it, because, week one was kind of sort of okay. The compost didn't get too stinky, was under control. My bin, the latch still works well, so it's really shut well. And then here's what happens for week two. Week two, and there's remnants from the previous week, right? There's some compost remnants from the previous week, even after the pickup. So week two, I start throwing the compost in, and it becomes very clear to me. I'm going out there every day to add stuff to the compost. I'm opening up the bin, and it is just the stinkiest thing I've ever smelled in my life, and the flies that come out of that sucker. Okay, and I'm like, my God, maybe this was a mistake to get on the compost board, but I'm like, no, I feel good about it. I keep doing it. So anywho, I tell you what, I opened up the bin 3 days ago. And it wasn't just flies, okay? Maybe there were, I try not to put meat in the compost bin. We eat most of the meat. Most meat doesn't go, but I think maybe I put a few scraps of meat in there. I tell you something. I opened up that bin 3-4 days ago, and it was like a horror movie, okay? The creepy critters that have developed. I don't even know where they come from. Somebody has to explain the science that 3 days after you put stuff in compost, there's a whole new society that lives in that bin. I opened up the bin, and I'm not even going to say what I saw. It's a family show still. But I just couldn't believe it. So compost is both the best thing and the worst thing I've ever done. And let me tell you something. That 11-year-old kid showed up at my door and said, hey, sir, do you want me to clean your bin? Because I did it this week. I took the hose, and after they picked it up this week, I sprayed down that whole sucker and cleaned it. The stench, the smell. But now I'm back to square one on, the fly front, so I'm okay with that. But if this kid showed up at my door, I'd be like, take my money, clean my bins. And I know, put your compost in the freezer till pickup day. Now, that's another process. Anywho, thanks for your texts. I'll keep reading them over the break. Let's do traffic.
iHeartRadio is throwing it back.
2010s, the decade.
To the days of huge hits and unforgettable anthems. A non-stop stream of the biggest and best.
Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy, Gaga, The Weeknd,
and more. All your decade-defining favorites, all in one place.
Hi, it's Katy Perry.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
This is Kesha.
Find 2010's The Decade on the free iHeartRadio app. Preset the station so it's always one tap away. Stories impacting Montrealers. News impacting Montreal. The Elias Makos Show. News Talk Radio. CJAD 800.
So if there was one piece of clothing, one wardrobe item that you could wear, and no matter where you went in the world, someone would spot you and say, that's a Montrealer, that's a good person, I want to talk to them. What would that item be? Now, recently in the Globe and Mail, I saw a piece, a story written by a former Montrealer, an expat, who now lives in L.A. Adam Steinman is his name. And the piece was titled, It's a Hat Trick. Wearing my Expos Cap in L.A. draws out all the expat Montrealers. And the piece was so lovely, talking about just putting on an Expos Cap, and many of you have guessed that on the text line, just putting on an Expos Cap opens a door to people around the world. In case you missed it from a few days ago on the Elias Makos Show, here's my conversation with Adam Steinman. Adam Steinman is Executive Vice President of Global Formats and Acquisitions at Blink49 Studios, lives in LA, former Montrealer, and he puts on his Expos Cap all the time with good reason. Adam, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor. Have everyone in Montreal, all my family, just waiting to hear this. And so exciting. And I'm wearing my hat right now. Now, started off as a way to cover my very early male pattern baldness, which happens to men of my age, and then just became this amazing secret handshake. And I couldn't. I can take it off.
I love how you put that. It's an amazing secret handshake. But first things first, I want to talk about your journey to Los Angeles. So you're a Montreal boy, and you got out of this city. And I have this right? You left when the ice storm started in '98?
It was actually the night, and I often think it's sort of a story I tell myself. It's apocryphal, but was actually, and listen, I was a struggling filmmaker heading to New York to take a class, at NYU after having a bit of a documentary career in Montreal. But I got on the Greyhound, and just as we were passing Plattsburgh, and they make you get out and do all the frisking, the ice storm started, and I remember the next day, looking back and thinking, I don't quite know if I can handle that weather again.
Wow.
But it felt like a meaningful way to leave. And I come back often and still have family there. But yeah, grew up in TMR, went everywhere, the whole thing, went to McGill, was taken sort of under the wing of a great documentary filmmaker named Gary Beitel. Yeah.
Wow. And the rest, as they say, is history. So you end up in LA, and you end up in LA, successful career, but Montreal doesn't leave you. And the Expos leave. By the way, the Expos did. The Expos left now 21, almost 22 years ago. But for some reason, that Expos logo, that Expos hat has become, as you put it, that secret handshake. When did you figure out that if you wanted to connect with a Montreal or wherever you were, all you needed to do is make sure you're wearing that cap?
I mean, it's funny. Very soon after coming to LA, I spent 10 plus years in New York, and it didn't quite have the resonance. And I think possibly because there might have been a sort of like fiercer rivalry, but in LA, I think because there's so many Canadians, especially Canadian writers and TV people. I remember when I had my first kid, Noah, we were at the park, we were on the slides, and some guy came up to me, and he was wearing the baseball cap. I was wearing the baseball cap. In any other world, we wouldn't talk to each other in LA, right? You never know what's gonna come at you. But he introduced himself. He's a sitcom comedy writer. I told him that I was making, international TV shows, and we bonded, and our kids started playing, and it just kept spiraling. And then, most recently I found this Italian restaurant. I've been going there probably for 7-8 years. It's called Il Segreto. And every time I go in there, and this is in the article, the welcome I get from one of the waiters, this guy named Nicola. He's an actor. He came here as an actor from Villa Mard, and honestly, I sort of forgot what Villa Mard was. I didn't remember the neighborhood. He's a great character actor. And every time I come in, and sometimes to the frustration, I think of the owner who wants him to continue. he gives me a hug. He calls me paisan. I call him mishpacha. We laugh and we talk about the Orange Julep, the Expos, the '94 Expos, Blue Monday. We go through this almost like emotional litany of Expos moments and Montreal moments, and it's great. And I absolutely go to this restaurant because I know Nicola will be there. And then sort of the weird coincidence was, after this happening a few times, my wife said, "You know what? You really should write an article. Just write something about it." And one night a few months ago, a bit of insomnia, I started writing in the middle of the night. The next day, I show up at a different Italian restaurant, and who greets me? Nicola works there as well. I had no idea. Had to be a sign. I was like, you know what? I have to write about this. And just yesterday, on 4th of July here, I was getting ice cream with the family. These two bikers, all tatted up, sitting there looking at me. I looked at them. I was like, something's about to happen. And the guy looks at my cap and he's like, Pedro Martinez, Expos. He's like, they said he was too small. I never thought he was. And listen, I'm a big baseball fan, but oftentimes I have to keep up and sort of like, because some people are deep in. And this guy, these two bikers, who right off the freeway stopped me. And it's this great moment of commonality. And I see it again and again. I saw it at a movie theater recently with a security guard who stopped me, and I thought maybe I had refilled my popcorn too many times. And he said right away, he grew up in New York, and obviously you have the Gary Carter commonality, and that brings people together too. You mentioned Gary Carter and the kid, and people just start to cry. You just start to cry.
It's so incredible here with Adam Steinman. He's a former Montrealer, now lives in LA. Just penned a piece in the Globe and Mail about the power of the Expos cap, and when you're wearing that cap with the Expos logo, how it allows you to connect with Montrealers or people who adore Montreal around the world. Now, Adam, you're in LA. I got to ask you about the celebrities. Have you been able to connect with celebrities thanks to your cap?
I have absolutely connected with celebrities. I had an incident at a famous comedy club here where Howie Mandel actually stopped his show, and I was ready to be, skew. I thought, first of all, you never want to sit in the front row of a comedy club unless you're ready for all of your blemishes to be exposed. But Howie Mandel stopped the show. He pointed at me and he was like, Expos. And I was like, my heart, that was amazing. I had a great moment this wasn't here, it was in weirdly, so odd, a Winnipeg hotel. I was there on a shoot or at a conference. And my all-time favorite Kids in the Hall, Kevin McDonald, saw the cap. And we started talking, and we ended up developing a sort of an idea, and it ended up not like a lot of things in LA. You're in development, but we came up with an idea about training people from Winnipeg to go to Mars because it's just that cold there. But that all happened because he recognized my Expos cap, and we started reminiscing, and it constantly, and it's of a certain generation, and it doesn't even have to be Montrealers. So if you're. But then I get surprised. Usually it's if you're over 40, they'll stop me. Absolutely. And they'll reminisce. They're former Montrealers. Again, I think LA has the second biggest Canadian population outside of Canada, right? So there's a lot of Canadians here. But then you have people there are some people who just love the logo. Some people who are huge baseball fans. But it just always, there's this disarming thing, and they're good people if they stop you. There's just something, well, I don't know what it is.
To be an Expos fan on top of it, they must be good people, right? Because,
there's something about it.
Well, Adam.
I have dads who come to me and say, you know what, I wasn't a fan, but it was the only logo we were able to get for the money for our little league, and now we're big fans. I guess it's slightly cheaper, for a team that's not currently in play. But I have a lot of kids now here right here in Encino playing Little League who know the cap because that's the team they're playing on. They're playing on the San Fernando Expos.
I got to tell you something. I really enjoyed reading your piece in Globe Mail. Talking about getting a donut or sitting at the Little League game and how the Expos cap gets you to connect with all types of people. How many Expos caps do you have? To wrap this up here, you're wearing a really snazzy, fun fashion cap, which is all black with the neon green E. Do you have multiple Expos caps in your repertoire?
I have many, and devastatingly, I've because I could be a little absent-minded. I've lost a few, but luckily, every time I come to Montreal, I probably have 6 or 7, and some of them are weirdly colored. There's one that looks more like a Padres hat, and I have, of course, the old school colors, but I'd say I have 6 or 7, and they rotate, and I'll sadly lose one and go to Montreal and pick up one on St. Catherine Street. But I love wearing it, and honestly, it makes you feel not as homesick, because I'm always home. Montreal will always be my city, and it's definitely, listen, I do a lot of work. I do a lot of work in Quebec television. You put this on right away, it opens up the floodgates. They know you're good people.
Yeah.
It bridges the language barrier. There's something.
You're one of us. You got an Expos cap. You're one of us.
There's this quirky thing. It's like part of a secret society. That's not weird.
Adam, I have to leave it there. Really great talking to you. I'll share this on my social media, on my X. I'm going to share the link to the Globe and Mail article. It's called "It's a Hat Trick. Wearing my Expos cap in LA draws out all the expat Montrealers." Be well, Adam.
Thank you so much.
One of our favorite moments of the week, our conversation with Adam Steinman about the Expos logo. If you want to read that piece, go to my Twitter, my X. It's one of my last tweets. I sent out the gift link because I have a subscription, so I sent out the gift link to that article if you want to read it. Okay, what's
unmistakably Canadian?
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada, the station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required, just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.
coming up next? Oh, you know what's coming up next. The music's playing in the background. You absolutely know what's coming up next. In Transit for Friday means traffic court. So for those of you who just got a ticket, maybe you were pulled over by the police, you saw the red and blue lights, you were naughty on the roads, or maybe you did nothing wrong and you want to plead your case. We're going to take those calls next. 514-790-0800. Get on the docket for traffic court.
This newscast is brought to you by Supermarché Acavan. Cool off this summer with fresh, sweet watermelon from Supermarché Acavan. Choose from juicy whole watermelons or freshly sliced.
Canadian women are looking for more out of themselves, their businesses, their elected leaders, and the world around them.
And that's why we're thrilled to introduce the Honest Talk podcast.
I'm Jennifer Stewart.
And I'm Catherine Clark. And in this podcast, we interview Canada's most inspiring women.
Entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, politicians, and newsmakers, all at different stages of their journey.
So if you're looking to connect, then we hope you'll join us.
Listen to the Honest Talk podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
All right, it's that time. Give me a call right now, 514-790-0800 to get on the docket for traffic court. Richard's already on the docket. Can't wait to find out about his ticket. And if you recently got dinged, and maybe it was fair, maybe it was unfair, you're going to get to plead your case on CJAD next.
Listen wherever, whenever, on your radio. Online at CJAD800.com. On your smart speaker.
Playing CJAD.
Or your phone. Through the iHeartRadio app. Where and when you need us. This is News Talk Radio. CJAD 800.
Hello, Canada.
This is Bryan Adams Radio. Hosted by Bryan Adams himself.
We'll play a few of mine, a ton of my favorites, and some must-hear behind-the-scenes stories from the world of rock and roll.
I'm coming to get you!
One thing about doing rock and roll so long is you end up meeting a lot of the people that you admire. Sometimes you even get to work with them.
It's only love, and that's all. Bryan Adams Radio. I'm coming back to you. Now available on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey everybody, how are you tonight? Sounds great.
In the CJAD 800 traffic court system, the participants are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The CJAD listeners who commit the infractions and Elias Makos, who judges the offenders. These are their stories.
Next thing I knew, the sirens were blaring, and he pulled me over. And he said, "You ran the red light."
So, wondering if I can go contest it, but unfortunately I don't have any evidence.
Lindo, you got bigger issues here.
Police officer pulled me over and said that my registration and license had expired.
Boy.
He said, "You got to check with SAC Click."
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I believe it's my constitutional right not to wear a seatbelt. I don't.
What?
He came out the car, and I said, "Guilty, guilty, guilty. Don't give me a lecture, just give me the ticket." And he was laughing.
You better have stopped there, Stephen.
I tried, but I was on ice and snow.
Can you handle the truth?
I could handle it. Go for it.
Jeannie, you shouldn't have parked there. I mean, like, you're on camera. You admitted it on CJAD. You were doing it.
The thing is that the 40 is written so far that you can't even see it.
Cry me a river.
Why did they use this one type of sign?
It doesn't matter. I'm just the CJAD fun radio judge. The real judge is going to throw the book at you.
Traffic Court. Elias Makos considers your case on CJAD 800.
Did you just get pulled over? Do you have an all-time terrific story to tell us about getting a ticket? We'll take him on Traffic Court. 514-790-0800 if you want to get on the docket. We begin Traffic Court this morning with Richard. And Richard, we find you in Johnstown, Ontario. How you doing, Richard?
Very good, and how are you?
I'm doing great. So I need to get in my car right now, and I have to drive an hour and 57 minutes, head down the 401. Eventually, I'll find Johnstown. That correct?
That is correct. It takes us about we're from Montreal, so it takes us about 1 hour and 40 or 35 minutes
okay.
to go to the West Island of Montreal, where our kids are.
Gotcha. And how often do you take that bridge? Because you're very close to the U.S. border where you are. You could take the Ogdensburg Prescott International Bridge. Do you do that very often?
We used to, but we don't right now. Elbows up, right?
Oh, all right, Richard. Let's get to your case. What kind of car you drive?
I'm driving a motorcycle. It's a Honda ST 1300A. It's a very big motorcycle.
Oh, like my goodness. Are you in love with it?
Oh, yeah, I'm in love with it. My son calls it an old man's bike. I've been motorcycling for 57 years.
Okay.
So,
now, is it like a Harley? Is it that style?
Yeah, that style. It's a roadster with some saddlebags on the side and a big box in the back. And just like I go on the road and I enjoy the nice scenery, and I don't go fast. But my story is about...
you say you don't go fast, but over here in the information that I get, it says speeding camera ticket. Well, a computer says you go fast. Tell me what happened.
Where did you get that? Oh, okay. I give that information to your...
producer.
No, yes, I was going on the 20, going eastbound in Saint Julie. I was going to my daughter who lives nearby. And I was going to, on the 20, about, I was caught at 113 on the left lane, because there's only the left lane. There's lots of construction there, and it says very, very big, 80 kilometers an hour. So, of course, I'm guilty.
Oh, 33 over the limit.
Yeah, but 113, you have to admit, it was not a lot, because I was in a file with all the other people. And there's all kinds of cars, and I can't go slower. Somebody will rear-end me or something. There's always like just one line of cars going by, and you slow down a bit. But
so your excuse is everyone's doing it, Mr. Judge. Everyone was doing it, so don't give me a ticket.
Yeah, exactly, Mr. Judge.
Richard, I got to tell you something. You're going to hate me. Now here's the thing. Okay, clearly you're a family man. In a very short amount of time, you brought up your son, you brought up your daughter, you're going to see your daughter, so you're already in my good books, okay? Yeah. But 33 over the limit, I was going to give you a break at 20 over, okay, rip up the ticket, who cares what the camera says? Yeah. 33, you're toast, my friend.
My point is I can understand, but the thing is, the fee for that is astronomical. I had to pay with the fees and everything else, and the total cost was $525.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, $525.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, what the heck? It's not fair. I was going at the same speed as everybody else, slowing down. I know it was 113. It was measured. But the thing is, like, wow, you know?
Richard, count your blessings. There's no demerit points attached to that ticket. Now, so you paid it. You didn't fight it. You $5.25, and you didn't try and fight that sucker.
But of course not. It's like, why? You know,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going. I would any.
Yeah, the judge would be even meaner than I am.
Yeah, probably. I imagine. That's for sure.
All right, Richard. Listen. Yeah, you want to add something there?
Yeah, I just want to say, what the heck is going on with all these costs? You know what $525 represents for a guy like me, retired guy? You know, it's a lot of money.
I mean, it's everything, right? It's probably your disposable income for the month. You know, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Richard, I guess that's
my wife paid it.
now. I guess that's why you must love that Doug Ford. All he wants to do is rip out speed cameras, so he must be your guy.
Yeah, probably.
All right, Richard. Thanks very much for the call. Call back. Don't get any more tickets, but if you do, feel free to call back. There's Richard in Johnstown, Ontario, with his ticket story. Maxime Cadot is standing by, and he always presents us with a traffic court roundup. Max, well, Richard was going 33 kilometers over. Not so bad compared to some of the stories you're going to tell us right now.
Not so bad. Should mention that when people call in and I answer you, I'm technically the investigator here. You're giving me the information that I'm presenting to the judge about what's going on.
No, Max, I'm omnipotent, and that's how I can take these things. Okay,
so let's start off. Let's start off locally, where, as you mentioned, people like to speed. It turns out much more than what Richard told us. We go to two drivers, one 18-year-old, one 20-year-old, where the first person was caught going 165 on their motorcycle in a 90.
Oh man.
Happened on Route 169 at the height of Saint Jean d'Arc, that in the area of Saint Félicien. Mm-hmm. And that was $1,543 for 14 demerit points gone.
Motocyclette. I wonder what type of motocyclette we're talking about. You know those little tiny ones?
Yeah.
These guys, it's always a guy on these things. They try and zoom at 200 kilometers in the Ville-Marie, for crying out loud. Throw the book at those guys.
Well, speaking of 200 kilometers per hour, we go to our next driver, who on Saturday was caught going 217 kilometers per hour in a 90 zone.
Crazy.
Had to pay $2,340 and add 30 demerit points to that cause. Both cases, their permits were suspended for 7 days.
And can we please do something about young people speeding? And I mean it. Like, I get it. The brain's not fully formed. I understand. But there's got to be something done over 18 and 20-year-olds that are going way too fast on highways. It's kind of crazy.
Completely ridiculous. And last story here for this week, we'll go to Saskatoon, where there's people, they might get traffic violations. They might be getting a text saying, hey, you got to go to court. You got a traffic violation. Turns out that's a scam.
It's always a scam.
Saskatoon police are warning residents about this scam going around, falsely claiming the recipients are being summoned to court for a traffic violation. Last week, Saskatoon police released a statement saying that they'd been made aware of the scam, and that they released another statement saying they continue to receive a lot of calls reporting what's going on.
It's one thing when they say, hey, you got to pay this ticket, click on this link, try and get some details. It's funny when they try and get you to go to court. Thanks, Max, for the roundup. Phone lines are open, by the way, if you're trying to get in on the docket here. So 514-790-0800. Phone lines are open right now.
Hey, I'm Ruby Carr, the host of the podcast Encore. Check out our brand new episodes featuring music from the show that everyone is reheating as we speak, Heated Rivalry. Join me as I go behind the songs that brought Shane and Elia together. I'll tell you the stories of Feist, My Moon, My Man, Wolf Parade's I'll Believe in Anything, and Tattoo's All the Things She Said, and how they all became a part of this global phenomenon. Stream Encore on iHeartRadio, Crave, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Where the noise stops and the conversation begins.
Welcome to the Graham Richardson Show.
It's national conversations, from major policy shifts to the fun, unexpected trends and friends everyone will be talking about. The Graham Richardson Show, today at noon, right here on CJAD 800. Listen, and you're there. for heart-wrenching knockouts.
World's biggest stage.
And breathtaking triumph. 2026 FIFA World Cup. The knockout stage. Every match, every moment. Listen on TSN Radio. Join the globe on the road to the July 19th final. 2026 FIFA World Cup. Stream it all live on TSN Radio. Available on iHeartRadio. DA. Traffic Court. Elias Makos considers your case on CJAD 800.
And indeed, Traffic Court is back, and we continue the fun in Point Claire, where we find Chris. Hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you, Elias?
I'm doing good. What do you drive, Chris?
I drive a Ford EcoSport.
A Ford EcoSport? What kind of car is that? EcoSport?
It's we sort of laughingly call it a raised Fiesta.
Oh. I love it. Okay, now I've got the visual. A raised Fiesta. You love the car? Is it okay?
I do. I've had it 7 years.
I love it. Okay, so you're in your raised Fiesta. You're having a blast. What happens to you?
I'm having a nice drive. This is a while ago. I'm driving south on the 133, which is called the Chemin des Patriotes on the Richelieu River. Beautiful, having a nice drive. And then I'm going to come back to Montreal on the 112. Going west.
Yes.
So there's this big merge. I slow down. I'm looking to my left as I move onto the 112, and I continue. All of a sudden, a cop pulls me over. You went through a stop sign.
Oh.
What do you expect? A stop sign at a place like that? No.
Mm-hmm.
And the stop sign is way, way, way over on the right side. Only one.
But you saw. Okay, Chris, hold on. Now I got to be the judge.
Yeah.
Did you see the stop sign?
No.
You didn't see it. So
I was looking to my left at the traffic coming.
Yeah.
But there's only one. Usually there'd be like two stop signs at a place.
You
like
tell that
or,
to the Chris. You tell that to the cop. You say I didn't see the stop sign. What did you tell the cop?
I said I didn't see a stop sign.
Oh, first mistake. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So anyway, so he tickets me and $130 something, and but I think it's sort of set up because the cop was waiting there, and he must have written tickets all day. Probably it's a cash cow.
It's a cash cow. Now you said this was a while back, so did you fight this ticket?
No,
you didn't. You just paid up the $130.
I just paid it.
How much did you come to a stop? Like, what did you do? Did you roll right? Like, not even a stop at all, just rolled right through?
I was just, I drove as if there was no stop sign. So I just, continued at a very slow rate, but,
Chris, it's so unfair. And you sound like such a nice guy, but as we all know, nice guys finish last.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Right, Chris. Thanks very much for the call and the story. I appreciate it. Stay safe on the roads.
Have a great day.
You too. Let me go to Lachine, where I find William. Hey, William.
Hey, Elias.
Now,
congrats on the upcoming baby there.
Oh, thank you so much. And let me tell you, 39 weeks for Olivia. She's ready to go. She's ready to go. Okay, so William, I have it on good authority. This is a ticket that your girlfriend got. Tell me more.
Yeah, so she got this like a week ago.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Caroline.
Caroline, how long have you been together?
7.5 years now.
7.5 years. So it's still girlfriend. When is it going to become fiance?
That's what everyone was asking at my brother's wedding on Sunday.
Well, it's 7.5 years, right?
Well, we're very Quebecois in that way,
Okay. Is she francophone and like isn't necessarily gung ho on the marriage?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're not in a rush,
No rush. Okay. You live together.
Yeah.
So this is your common law at this point?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to get the details here because we want to make sure that your friends and family can continue to harass you about getting married. Okay, So William, 7.5 years, love of your life, not going to get married anytime soon. Where'd you get the ticket?
So she parked downtown to get something. She was running some errands, and she checked, to make sure that she was okay. But the signs that were near her car made it seem like she was okay. But then she comes back from doing her thing.
What street are we talking about here? Because if you said downtown, right?
Yeah, well, it's not like downtown, but like in the city area, you know?
Okay.
I don't remember exactly which street it was on. But there's a sign like way up the street that says you can't park there Mondays between 12 and 1. And so she got nailed during that period. But like, you cannot see that sign from where she was parked. Like, she had to walk all the way up the street and guess that, I guess this applies to the whole street, but like, it was nowhere near where my car was, you know?
William, your girlfriend shows up to court and tells the judge, you just can't see that sign from there. What do you think the judge says to you?
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
So, and you think you can call CJAD and get away with a story like that, and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you shouldn't get the ticket. William, I mean, listen, it sucks, and these parking tickets are so expensive now. It's the worst. But man, if you were looking for a judge here to say, or a fake radio judge here to say, no ticket, I don't know, man. I don't see an out. I don't see an out. Yeah, guilty as charged.
Okay, I'll work on my story. We'll see.
Yeah. So, are you going to fight this?
Well, that's why I called in, is to see if you thought, get a second opinion and see if you thought it was worth it. Clearly not. So.
You're gonna have to have photos, okay? You're gonna have to have photos. You're gonna have to prove that there's some negligence on the sign placement by the city, and like every street, they can't put a sign right next to everyone's car. That would look ugly. So, you go back to the site, take photos, and if you have a case that the street is not like every other street in Montreal, then you may be onto something. But, if you go to the judge and it's just like, wait a minute, this is like every other street in Montreal. Yeah, sometimes it's down the street. We all know this. Then you're toast. Your girlfriend's toast. But she's got a good man. So, some things are pretty good. William, thanks for the call. Good luck.
No problem. Bye.
Let me go to Côte St. Luc where I find Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Michael, what do you drive?
I drive a G35.
A G35? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Who makes a G35? Is that Infinity? Who makes Infinity? An Infinity G35. Okay, what year? What are you talking about here?
This is 2010.
It's still running well?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What happens? That sounds like a car you'd speed in, by the way. When they use a letter and then numbers, generally you speed in those.
Yeah, I was doing 130 on the 40. Going towards West Island.
Going towards West Island. Oh, yeah, and sometimes you got like 4 or 5 lanes on certain stretches of that, right?
Yeah, and I didn't realize that I was doing that.
Yeah, that's no excuse. So you're doing 130. When do you see the cop?
I just look up in the mirror and I see the cop coming behind me.
Okay, and how'd the cop treat you? How'd the cop treat you?
Oh, he pulled me over. He gave me the ticket. I fought it.
And?
I win.
How'd you win?
Anti-Semitic.
What?
That's the best word to use in court.
Okay, so
anti-Semitic.
All right, Michael. Thanks very much for the call. What a lead up in order to be just a moron, right? Like, imagine, like, listen. There's one thing when people call in on the send text messages, and sending a text message that takes 3 seconds, right? So that's an amount of effort to be a moron, but it's a small amount of effort. Okay, it happens. Imagine this guy who's like, I'm going to call, I'm going to wait on hold, and I'm going to come up with something stupid so I can make a dumb comment. That's just fantastic. I'll tell you something there, Michael. I'm going to sentence you to something, or whatever your name is. I will sentence you that today, wherever you go around in the city, wherever you go around, you're going to end up behind some truck, behind a dump truck, behind a communautaire driver. Your drive today will be miserable. And we'll leave it there on Traffic Court for today. When we return on the Elias Makos Show, we're going to switch gears and talk about world politics. And we're going to talk about the situation between the United States and Iran. What happens now as the sort of ceasefire seems out the door? Kyle Matthews is going to join us from the Montreal Institute for Global Security, and we'll get his take on that. And then at 11:20, perhaps a very big story that is under the radar in this province. Forever, and I really mean it, forever, we have had cheap electricity in Quebec. I mean, super duper cheap electricity. And that era of the cheapest electricity in North America may be coming to an end. We'll tell you the how and why in just about 20 minutes. Stay with us.
Listen, and you're there. For heart-wrenching knockouts.
World's biggest stage.
And breath breathtaking triumph. 2026 FIFA World Cup. The knockout stage. Every match, every moment. Listen on TSN Radio. Join the Globe on the road to the July 19th final. 2026 FIFA World Cup. Stream it all live on TSN Radio. Available on iHeartRadio.
You're listening to the voice of Montreal.
News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
An iHeartRadio station.
Listen, and you're there for heart-wrenching knockouts and breathtaking triumph. 2026 FIFA World Cup. The knockout stage. Every match, every moment. Listen on TSN Radio. Join the Globe on the road to the July 19th final. 2026 FIFA World Cup. Stream it all live on TSN Radio. Available on iHeartRadio.